Hey guys, welcome to the new YouTube video. My name is Dutchbart, and quickly before we get inside the tier 10 tank review of 2020 after the 10.10.0.1. Wargaming, why does it have to be so hard? Whatever, make sure you check my Twitch out, www.twitch.tv/dutchbart_. I react live to your questions inside stream. I will help you. Um, at least I will try to help you answer your questions. And hopefully, I have some entertainment for you. Um, well, that was it. Let's jump in the tier 10 review. Okay, so right off the bat, you already see I have made 6 tiers. You can call them that. I have already selected all the tanks inside the tiers, because if I did not do that and I needed to drag every tank inside the tier, then I would sit here for fucking 2 hours talking about every single tank. Um, this way, I'm going to give you the fastest, most honest 2020 after the 1.10 update, which included the buff on 1-to-1, buff on E50M. And yeah, that will make it makes easier for me um, to give you the opinion about the tanks, right? So right off the bat, you see it. Who cares about Artie? Who cares, man? Fuck Artie, dude. Stunning mechanic, retarded. Killing crew members, retarded. Setting people on fire without panning or splashing and setting on fire, retarded. Killing Amorax, retarded. Killing 3 crew members with 1 shell, retarded. Please, nerf Artie. Rework Artie. There are 3 things you need to do about Artie. 1 Artie each game. Stunning mechanic on Artie removed. Remove the ability for Artie players to kill your crew, to Amorak you, or damage your engine, or at least damage internal modules, and then Artie will be completely fine. Nobody cares about Artie then, and Artie will be Artie. It will fuck you from the other side of the map, and that's it. Next year, we will go from bottom to top, because, yeah, let's be honest, you guys want to know which tanks are the best to play, right? Before we jump in, this is made for new players, and in my opinion, towards 2,500 WN8 players. In my opinion, from 2,500 and 3,000 WN8 players, and not recent, but overall, you can play every tank you want. You like players with 3k WN8 and higher make every tank work. So for them, it's not always this tank is bad, this tank is good, and you know, people play good in the tank, whatever. But for new people and inexperienced people, this is made for them. At least I make. These are my decisions for you guys. Type 5 heavy. Used to have the derp gun, way too OP, nerfed it. Now it's a gold farming pinata. It's useless as shit. Don't buy it. That's it. Heavy 215B. Oh, rare tank. Oh, clever reward tank. Whoa! It's shit. Period. You can shoot it through the gun mantle. You can overmatch it with heat. Side scraping is not possible. Frontal armor is shit. There you go. T22 medium tank. This one. Oh! Reward tank. Wow, must be good. Nah, it's not. Back in the day when there was a called Rampage, that was a game mode which you could get this tank, a lot of good players cheated in that game mode to get this tank, and I understood, because this tank was fucking OP back in the day. They nerfed it, now it's fucking trash. Whatever. If you ever get your hands on this, great. It's useless. T62A, there's so many Russian mediums. You have the K91, you have the Object 140, you have the 430U, and you have the T22 medium. It's next to the T22 medium. Why? Because it's shit. You have 430U, which is Tech 3 tank. You have Object 140, which is Tech 3 tank. You have the 907, which is Clan Wars reward tank. But let's be honest, T62A, it's not inside the Tech 3, it's a collector's vehicle, and 430U, 140, even the K91 are just better, in my opinion, and it's just useless. 6 million credits, for what? Panzer Kampfwagen 7. Why is this thing useless? It has a cupola, not a big one. You can farm it inside the gun mantle, you can shoot it directly on the gun mantle, and if you're lucky by RNG you pan every shell. Side scraping is not possible because you have a very big weak spot. Because the tier 10 matchmaking today is only gold, your lower plate is jack shit as well. Because in tier 10 matchmaking there are only 3 RTs, why would you play this tank? Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, right? Tier 10 German light, it's useless. You have fucking EBR. Why the fuck would you play that tank? Let's move on. Another light tank, VZ, Chinese light tank. There's EBR. Why the fuck would you play this tank? Let's move on. Tier 10, VZ, Chinese TD, I don't know the name. It's one GF fucking T, whatever. It's shit. Why is it shit? Because it has no armor. It's slow, it's big, it has no armor. Why does it not have armor? Because people in tier 10 matchmaking only shoot gold. They just shoot gold. If you sit in that tank, you get farmed by gold. That's it. You don't buy the tank, you don't grind the tank. That's it. VZ, tier 10, Chinese TD, shit. That was it for total trash shit. These tanks are just a waste of time to grind and a waste of time. No, a waste of credits. There you go. Now we move on to the shit. These tanks are not good, but they're shit. Right? They're not playable like the next tier, but they're shit. You can play them, you can have fun, but they're shit inside the tier 10 matchmaking today. 113, not a Tech 3 tank anymore. You have the VZ5A, which is way better in my opinion. It's shit. Like, you can play it, but it's shit. These two, because the photos are identical, Force 155 with the 750 Alpha gun with 3 shells, and the Force B with the 6 shells and 400 Alpha. They're shit. Like, if you turn your tank a little bit, your side is getting overmatched by everything. You have 2 cupolars with their shit. You have a fucking long reload on your clip. And because the RNG is 25%, which is fucking idiotic, if you miss a shell, you have 1 shell less in your clip. And if you're talking about Force 155, you have 3 shells, you miss 1, then you only have 1500 damage. Because the accuracy and gun handling are not the best on the tank, I would say these tanks are shit, not worth it at all. It's fun to play, that's it. AMX-30B, it's not a Tech 3 tank. Again, it's a collector's tank. It's shit. There you go. The tier 10 AMX, I have to say, the tier 9, this is the AMX M454. The tier 9 is way too OP. The tier 9 is so damn good if you shoot for gold. The tier 10, you have 2 guns. You have 400 Alpha and you have 560 Alpha. The 560 Alpha gun is trash. Complete trash. You have no pen and you have gold AP. Gold AP? Really? This tank is useless. Why? It cannot side scrape. It has no armor in its gun mantle. You can shoot it with gold in gun mantle. It has a cupolar. It's shit. Let's move on. AMX 13105. Why is this tank shit? Because I like it. I like it. Well, again, EBR. Like, what the fuck? Why would you play AMX 13105 when you have EBR? This tank just falls behind because you have EBR. It has not, like, the gun is okay, the gun handling is shit, but the clip is amazing. I would not recommend this tank at all. It's French, EBR is French, go for EBR. Jack Pizda, you can have fun. Oh wow, 1k damage inside a tank. Great. You get farmed by heat. There you go. It's shit. Like, it's shit. If I see Jack Pizda, I try to bait the shell, and after that I farm the Jack Pizda. Like, if it damaged me, like, I get 1k damage, whatever, dude. I have more DPM, double track Jack Pizda, easy farm. I would not recommend this tank at all. Udas. Udas, it's shit. There you go. It's just bad. It's a bad tank. Why is bad tank? It has no armor. The new mechanism is like a little bit like broken in that tank. At least what I can remember. Sometimes when you put the gun down, like your tank goes kind of forward or too high up, which let people pan your frontal armor very easily because it's not well angled. They're way better hull down tanks like STB. So yeah, Uda's useless. Manticore, as I said, EPR, it's shit. It has 20 shells. It has no DPM. It has no gun elevation. It's shit. For a new player, unexperienced, 1200 dominate player, 2k dominate player, I would not recommend Manticore. That's why. The FV, the Death Star, and the Trash Barn. Why are these in shit, you wonder? Inside the tier 10 matchmaking nowadays, 3 arties. Why the fuck would you play shit barn? You get spotted, you're dead. Inside the tier 10 matchmaking, which is a 15 to 1 win in 3, 4, 5 minutes, or you lose 1 to 15 in 3, 4, 5 minutes. If you have a gun that fucking reloads 20 seconds, yeah, great dude, good luck. You have no accuracy. I do not agree at all with the hash shells. 230 pan, completely paid to win. They're stupid. You can one shot tier 8, tier 9, and some tier 10 tanks, which is completely retarded. And if you don't pan, you do 6, 7, 800 damage, which is outrageous. How to, in my opinion, how to fix those tanks? Remove the 230 HE pan. That's it. Remove it. That's it. Badger. Highest DPM. Badger has the highest DPM inside the game. It's not good. Why it's not good? Because it's slow. It's just slow. Tier 10 matchmaking is always fast. It's not the tank you want to play inside the tier 10 matchmaking nowadays. That's why. It's just slow. If you get a good position, of course. But listen, guys. Quickie Baby once said, the tank is good in the right situation. Well, no shit. If you put every tank in the right situation, every tank is good. So, what if we put the Type 5 Heavy in the right situation? Type 5 Heavy does 8000 damage. Would I say Type 5 Heavy is OP? No, of course not. Type 5 Heavy is shit. But in the right situation, every tank is good. That's why I say this tank is shit or this tank is good. Because you can say about every tank in the right situation it's good. But that's not the fact. Sheridan, you have EBR. That's all I have to say, boys. That's how simple the game is. You see EBR? The other light tank is useless. M60, Clan War Reward tank inside the Bond shop. I believe it's 10k? 10k bonds? Might be more though. My favorite tier 10 medium, M60. Why? Because of the gun. Why would I not recommend this tank to buy? It has no armor, it has no camo rating, and it's a fucking tall tank. You have such a polar on your tank. It's a farming fest if you don't know how to play. That's why I would not recommend it. And it's the exact same reasons why I would not recommend D6. The exact reasons. That's why you don't buy these tanks. Or pick them. Clown. K91. Russian medium. We had the T62A already. And the T22 medium. This tank is shit. Why? It's a camping tank. You camp. You sit at the back. You camp. That's it. The turret is not fully rotated. It's a very weird tank. Frontally you have 5 degrees of gun depression. If you move the turret to the side you have 9, which is great. If you know how to play 2500 WNAT or higher, whatever, then this tank can work. Of course this tank is working. But if you're new to the game, if you don't know how to play mediums, then this tank is not going to be good. This tank is shit. Because it has so many drawbacks. It requires skill to play this tank good. That's why you don't pick this tank. Object 268 version 4. Why is this tank in shit, you wonder? But! Quickie Baby says it's good! Quickie Baby says it's good! Yeah. You know why? Because I play on a different level as him. When I see this tank, there's like one main weak spot, that's cupola, right? If you see this tank, you have the frontal plate. If it wiggles the tank up, the frontal plate gets so fucking flat and weak, you can farm it. If you're a little bit higher than the tank itself, you can shoot it down on the frontal plate. With Jagpizda heat shells or with TD tier 10 gold shells, you can pen the superstructure of the version 4. You know what's funny is, if the tank side scrapers like normal, you can shoot it in the track. If it over angles a little bit, you can shoot it with damage. Like a little over angle, which is in every tank normal. In the version 4 you get tracked and damaged. That's why this tank is shit. It has too many weak spots in my opinion. If you know how to deal with this tank. If you do not know, of course this tank will be OP. Like, if you don't know how to kill this tank, then version 4 is OP, dude. Come to my Twitch, I will explain you how to deal with this tank, and it will be easy peasy, and you will think else about this tank, because it's not a good tank anymore. It was OP, not anymore. 121B, you can buy it inside the Bond shop, again, same as the M60. Why is this tank shit? Because it's shit. There are too many tanks that are better than the 121B. It's not a bad tank if you know how to play. It's just not good. It's shit. 1-1. But Bart, it got buffed. It's good now. Quickie Baby says it's good. No, it's not. There are too many tanks that are better. You have 430U. Why the fuck would you play 1-1 when there's 430U? Question mark. Of course 1-1 is shit. It's still shit. Why is it shit? Because of the gun. Not the armor, the gun. Wargaming fix the Chinese medium tanks by buffing the gun. That's all you have to do. Fuck the armor. Who needs armor? Let's move on. Playable. I call this playable because you can play them. You can have good battles, but you don't have good battles every time. Right? So it's like 50-50. Shit was like, if you play 10 battles in the tank, you have 2 good games. Playable is 50-50. Badget. Who doesn't have the Badget? Badget, one of the oldest. If you can put 2 clips in the bad chat, you have a good game. You have 3k damage, which is completely fine. That's why it's playable. It's not good anymore. It's not bad. It's playable. Same as Grill. The best sniper inside the game is the Grill. Outside, I believe the SRV inside the Siege mode, but I'm not sure. It's very good sniper. I love it. Why is it playable? Because there's so many city maps. Wargaming likes to make city maps. They make tanks with mobility, they make tanks with camo rating, they make tanks with speed, and they make city maps. Well, that's great, dude. That's exactly what we want. Mouse E100. But E100 got buffed! Yes, that's why it's playable. If the E100 was not buffed, it was here at the shit. Why is E100 playable now? As the mouse. If you know how to angle, you cannot get panned. If you do not know how to angle, you get farmed. That's why it's playable. Sometimes you have a battle where the enemy team doesn't know how to shoot and you bounce 6k damage. And the other battle, you're playing on a position and you get completely farmed by tier 10 heat or tier 10 TDs and you die. That's why they're playable. E50M. Why is E50M playable and not in shit? Because it's the third armor got buffed and I believe something about the gun as well, like the penetration, I believe. Not that it needed a buff on penetration because it was 268, which was completely fine. It's playable. It has very, very bad DPM, like very bad DPM. That's why this tank is playable and it's not good. This tank holds back on its DPM. It's a sniper, it has amazing armor. Now it's buffed, it can a little bit play more better against tier 8 and tier 9 cooldown. Still, if you shoot gold, you pan it. It's that simple. Now, E50M, if you see it with standard ammo, you cannot pan it. With gold, you fucking butter through it. That's why the E50M is playable. Sometimes you get fucked, sometimes you get not. VK. VK is like the same shit as the Panzer 7 with the same tank, like the same model. It has the weak spot when it's side scraping, but you know what's funny? It's Clan War Reward tank, right? It's not that big of a weak spot. Low plate is, I believe, stronger than on the Panzer 7. The side scrape weak spot is stronger than the Panzer 7. And the gun mantle is also better. That's why it's playable. Sometimes you get farmed by heat and gold. Sometimes you get not. SRV. It's one thing why the SRV is playable. One thing. And that's the matchmaking. And with the matchmaking I also mean the map. There's so many complete utter shit maps for the SRV. That's why the SRV is unplayable in my opinion sometimes. That's why it's in the playable. If you have Proco or Mali, you farm the fuck away. If you have Ansk, you fucking do nothing. Kranwagen. If it's held down, you cannot pan it. Why is it in the playable? Because it has fallen behind. Kinda. You have Askonk, you have 6CTP, you have STB, which are way better in my opinion. Kranwagen is not a bad tank, but like the penetration is very disappointing. The shell velocity is very disappointing. Ah, fuck off, man. Privacy updates. Suck it. The frontal arm is not that great. If you're not hull down Kranwagen, you get farmed. That's it. Centurion Action 10. You have STB. Why would you play Centurion Action 10 when you have STB? Why would you play M48 Patton when you have STB? T57 Heavy. Great tank. Highest DPM on any heavy. And it's a fucking autoloader. Weird, huh? 20-second reload. In 6 seconds it can deal 1600 damage, which is fucking a lot. It's playable because if you have the good map you do a lot of damage. If you have a bad map you don't do damage. That's why it's playable. 50-50, right? Same as the E5, same as the E4, same as the E3. You have a good map, you do good. If you don't, you don't. Like, it's that simple. E5, if you get to hold down map, great. You get fucked in your cupola. Why would you play E5 when there's an S-Conk and a Chieftain? Who the fuck knows? E4, if you have a map with a lot of hills, you cannot do shit because you don't have gun depression. You have a cupola which is weak. Your gun mantle, believe it or not, your gun mantle gets panned. Your cheeks get panned. That's it. E3, if you have an open map, you're fucked with 3 arties. 705A, it's... What is bad about this tank? I would say the gun. The gun handling, the penetration on the gun, and the DPM. That's why this tank is falling behind. This tank is a side scraper. You cannot pan it when it's side scrape, which is very nice, but find the situation where you can side scrape without getting completely fucked by 3 arties. 268. It's shit. Why it's shit? It has no armor, it has no accuracy, the DPM is great, the penetration is great, it has no gun, the gun cannot go far left or right, it's just a weak tank, in my opinion. It's not the tank you would go and try to do your TD mission 15 inside this meta, because I'm talking about this meta right now. SC2, it's shit. Why it's shit? Because it's shit. I don't know why it's unplayable, because it's shit. It's just bad tank. It's a bad tank. Like, that's all you have to know. It's a bad tank. 50B is playable if you know what you're doing. If you know how to play clip loaders, this tank is playable. It might be good if you're a good player, but of course a good player can make every tank work. That's why it's playable. Progetto, it got nerfed. It got nerfed hard. The gun rammer got removed, which is completely retarded because I did not think the Progetto was that OP. I think, in my opinion, it's still playable. You can have good games. It's more like it's on the line. It's on the line. It's playable, but it's shit as well. I will keep it unplayable, but remember, it's not a good tank. It's Progetto. Ice 4, it got buffed and now it's playable. You still get fucked by heat. If you know what you're doing, this tank can work. If you are an unexperienced player, you will get fucked a lot of times by spamming heat in your tank. So that's why I say this tank is playable. Good. We're at good now. These tanks are worth it. Completely worth it. For new players, mediocre players, good players. These tanks are worth it. WZ5A. Mwah, good tank. 7 degrees of gun depression. Mobility like a medium. A good turret armor. It's a great tank. Go for it. TVP. TVP. Only go for this tank if you know how to play clip loaders. For autoloader clip loading, 50 seconds on the clip, I believe. Very nice tank. I love it. It just depends on the map again, the situation again. You can learn how to play in TVP. You can learn inside the TVP how to play in clip loaders, in my opinion, because it reloads fast. So yeah. SCB, one of the most OP tier 10 mediums in my eyes. One of my favorite go-to ranked battle tanks. Which started yesterday from when I'm talking right now. Go for it. Fucking high DPM. 14 degrees of gun depression. 14, outrageous. You can get panned through your turret. You have a cupola which is visible even though you're using gun depression. Doesn't matter, dude. You can trade and you give 3 shells back. 60 TP. It's a great tank. It has a lot of weak spots. But I hate to snipe or shoot at the 60 TP. Lower plate is the smallest of all tanks inside the game. And the upper plate is very nice. You have a driver's hedge, but if the 60 TP wiggles, the driver's hedge, you get panned or not, and then it gets pans, and then you bounce, and then you bounce again, and then you pan. Go for 60 TP, great tank. Super Conk, amazing. Why is the Super Conk not on good? Why is the Super Conk not on OP? Chieftain! Wow! Who would have thought? Ascon, go for it. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. Recently I 3-marked all the tanks inside the Ascon line, from Churchill 1 to Ascon. From the tier 8 Carnarvon, this line is getting fun. 260 is a mission tank for the first campaign. This tank is amazing. Used a lot in Clan War. Why? It has armor, it has a very nice gun, and it has mobility. It's the same as VZ, then a little bit different. T100 LT is in good. Why is the T100 LT in good and the other light tanks at shit or total shit? That's because this tank has everything you need. It has good mobility, it has good fucking when you drive on flat or on swamp or on hard terrain, it has good ground resistance. Sorry. If the EBR gets nerfed again, which EBR got nerfed once, then T100 LT will go back to OP. For the long-waited games in Clan War Advances, for just sitting in a bush and just spotting, use your view range and your camo rating. But from now, DBR will still be OP, and that's it. T100 LT, it's not a tank. You can get it. It's a great light tank. 430U, as I said, why the fuck would you play 1-to-1 when there's a 430U? They nerfed the cupolars. I do not agree. It should be nerfed more, but whatever. I know how to deal with it, so it's a less issue. If that 430U is full down, you can suck your own dick, because you're not going to do anything about it. The bad thing about this tank, in my opinion, is the gun handling, the accuracy, but let's be honest. If the gun handling and the accuracy were good on the 430U, this tank would be OP. 277, the same story as the 260. Armor, third armor for the most part. The frontal armor is not that great. Great gun, great mobility. Mwah, mwah, amazing. Clan War tank. It's not a Clan War reward tank because it's inside the tech tree, but it's used a lot in Clan War and Advances, which is great. Go and get it. CS63, one of the newest tanks. Why is it inside good? Because the tank is good. The tank works. It has no armor. It has a turbo boost, turbo mechanic, which lets you drive next to the light tank and get into the light tank positions instead of the medium tank positions. But the gun, mwah, the gun works. It's amazing. 140. It's very interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot that. 140 got buffed as well. Like a week ago. It now has 7 degrees of gun depression. I don't understand why, but it has 7 now. Great! Fucking great. Now the 140 is way better than T62A. Go get. 140, in my opinion, is the #1 tier 10 medium tank to get to learn the game. Leopard 1, mwah, great sniping tank. Amazing, amazing tank. fucking 70 kilometers per hour, amazing accuracy, amazing shell velocity, amazing pen. Leopard 1 is just the tank. IS-7. Why is IS-7 good? Because IS-7 works. IS-7 works. You hide your lower plate on IS-7. You make sure that there's no tank coming above you, like getting a higher position than where you are. This tank is amazing. You bounce, you bounce, you bounce, and you do damage. We ended at the OP. Well, as you could already see, the entire video, not that I care, there are 4 tanks in OP. EBR. The release of EBR made the game so much different. Made the game go from 10-minute game to 4-minute game. That's what the EBR did. EBR made every single line tank useless. Chieftain. I don't know what Wargaming was thinking by releasing the Chieftain. But why the fuck would you give the best players inside World of Tanks the best fucking tank inside World of Tanks? Why would you give a tank that's so fucking OP to the most best players? I don't get it. That's why Chieftain is OP. 10 degrees of gun depression. Third, impenetrable. Mobility, gun, everything. Chieftain has everything. It has a bad... The ESCON gun handling is better than Chieftain. That's it. Same shit. 279. Why would you give the 279 to the best players of World of Tanks? It doesn't make sense. The tank is OP. For new players, this tank is OP. You cannot do anything about it. For me, it's... I can fight against it because I know how to pen it. And I know when to pen it. Which is great. But it's still fucking OP. Like, nerf it. Just nerf the frontal armor. That's it. That's all you have to do, Wargaming. 907. It's OP. Why it's OP? It's because it has everything. It has everything. Although I know a very, very great Belgium guy named Slaughter. He hates it. The same as me. I hate the gun on the 907. Because it's way too trollish. Maybe we have played too much 907. Who knows. But 907 is the best medium inside the game. For brawling. SCB is better. If you're talking about gun oppression. But Chieftain, 279, 907. They're way too OP in my opinion. They could... Chieftain, fucking nerf it. 279, nerf the armor. 907... Maybe nerf the armor or buff the gun but nerf the reload. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I do not know how long this video is. I do not care how long this video is. Hopefully you get a little bit more information about the tank. And yes, I'm straight to the point. I don't talk bullshit. If a tank is shit, the tank is shit. If you have any more questions, leave a comment down below. I will try to answer. Otherwise, come to my Twitch, www.tv/dutchbot_, and I will answer your questions live. You will see me play live. And yeah, hopefully guys, see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.